Spinderella cut it up one time.
So we're group A8 and we chose the video Taboo Changing Sex. The reason why this video really caught our attention is because we all have encountered or heard of situations similar to those mentioned in the video. For example, both Georgia and I had transgender students at our high school. At my school in particular, our valedictorian was a transgender, and I had known her since elementary school when she was named Dylan, and I was able to see her become Lily. So after watching the video, we noticed that all of the transgender people featured in the video, Valian, Christina, Bruce, Ashley, and Tony, had all said that they felt as if something was wrong since they were children or even infants, and they all did not feel as if they belonged in their bodies and did not feel at ease or themselves until they had their sex change. And this led to our question, which is, do people who have a desire to change their gender have the same mental tendencies displayed through brain activity as the gender with which they aspire to be or identify with?
A lot of people in the video were saying that they didn't identify with the sex that they physically were, that they felt like they were the wrong sex and their body wasn't compatible with how they were mentally. So we chose the hypothesis, if some people identify with another gender, then their brain activity will reflect that of the gender which they identify with.
So, our study predicts that someone's brain will reflect the gender with which they identify with. So the brain activity of a male to female will be consistent with that of a female's brain activity, and then someone's brain activity who is female to male will reflect that as a male's normal brain activity.
Alright, so we've decided that since we're measuring brain function and where things work in the brain, that we would use a PET scan and an fMRI, which both demonstrate function instead of structure, where you think things and where they pop up in your brain as a part of where things are in your brain. So we've decided that we would use a PET scan and an fMRI to view the activity of someone's brain and where the activity is present when subjects are shown different images and hear different voices. So the difference between a PET scan and an fMRI is that with a PET scan, the subject is injected with a type of glucose that travels through the bloodstream and goes up into the brain, showing what you're thinking and where that thinking is when you're shown different images or if you hear things. And an fMRI is the function of the structure of the brain. An MRI shows structure, where things are, and the fMRI shows how you can use them or where they're being used. So someone goes into the fMRI scanner, and it's basically blood flow going up to the brain and showing how and where each section of the brain is being used in the brain while you're thinking.
So our expected results are essentially the same as our prediction, and that there's a distinct difference between a male and a female's brain, for example, where the white matter lies. Therefore, subjects who identify with another gender will have brain activity in that region of their gender's typical brain. Interestingly enough, there was a study done by Antonio and Rihanna that they found in male to female transsexuals' brain there are 4 distinct regions of the white matter, which were halfway between male and female, yet the participants still identified as being female.
Let's talk about sex, baby.